I'm just popping on. It's weird, my like light that I have, like I don't know. If I am like in a certain direction, it like glows. It's really weird. See, like it's like really, really bright. I don't know. That's weird. Okay, so give me some thumbs up. Give me some hearts. Let me know you guys are here. I'm gonna wait a few more minutes. Or not a few more minutes, but like 30 seconds or so. Let's see if some people pop on. Tell me hi. Let me know who's on. I know it's kind of late, but I figured it might be a good time to hop on right now because most of us are kind of winding down for the night, so we can kind of hop on. Okay, if you guys are just hopping on, give me some thumbs up or give me some hearts, show me some loves. Hey Nicole, how are you doing? Okay guys, so I'm sure more people will be hopping on and off as I'm going through this. But I wanted to hop on here because I wanted to talk to you guys again about what therapeutic ketones are, and kind of how you can get started on them, how you can get your hands on them and try them out. You guys have seen me talk about therapeutic ketones for the last like 2.5 months. And I talk about it a lot on my feed and I share lots of the benefits. And I know some of you still may not really know exactly what they are, what they're used for, why ketones are so awesome for everybody out there, and kind of how you can get started and how you can get your hands on them. Or maybe you're seeing everything and you've been watching and waiting and you're still kind of on the fence and you're just not sure if it's for you, and so you want some more information. So I'm here. I'm going to share what I have with you guys and just tell you a little bit about, ketones and kind of what the fuss is about, I guess you could say. And then I have 5 and 10 day experiences to get out to as many of you as I possibly can. So before I start anything, I know that ketones are fairly new, so there's always, with anything that comes out in the industry as far as products go, there's always going to be opinions, and there's going to be positive opinions, there's going to be negative opinions, and the best thing to do is always inform yourself, get the facts, ask questions, and then kind of base what you want to do based upon what you think, right? Because not all of the opinions that you see out there are coming from people that know what they're talking about. So there's definitely people out there that are going to be skeptical of all of this stuff. There's people out there that think it's, stupid or dumb, or you don't need this or you don't need that. And that's perfectly fine. Everyone's opinion is their own, and I am perfectly okay with that. But I want to give you guys information and inform you as much as possible. So again, you can make your own decisions based upon how you feel about something and not be swayed by the opinions of others. Because when it boils down to it, you guys, therapeutic ketones are science. They're powered and they're backed by science. And so it really doesn't matter what opinions people try to put out there, as far as being negative about anything. But the facts are the facts, science is science, and what we have provided to the public with pure therapeutic ketones is absolutely incredible. So again, these things are amazing. It has changed my life the last 2.5 months. I am, physically in like the best condition, the best shape of my life. I am in a great place mentally, physically, spiritually, business-wise, just everything. Like everything has changed so much for me and my family. And, I just want to share, I want to share this with all of you because literally ketones are for everyone. In saying that, over the past 2.5 months, I've been blown away, you guys, on the amount of people that I've actually been able to help. When I was with Beachbody before, again, I loved my Beachbody career. But after a while, I kind of felt like I was in this box, and I couldn't really help as many people as I wanted to. And now, you guys, I have helped probably more people experience ketones than I did in probably like the last 3 years of my business with Beachbody. And so that is huge for me, because I got into the health and fitness industry because, one, I love science, and two, I love helping people. And so when the two merged together, with Prove It and Therapeutic Ketones kind of came into my life, I knew that it was somewhere that I needed to be. And now that I'm here and I'm seeing how many more people I'm able to help, and the testimonials that I get on a daily basis of how ketones are just changing their lives and making them feel better, and then they just love them, it just reiterates that I'm in the right place. That I feel like after 4 years of really like pushing myself, I kind of look at that as my internship, and now this is my career. I'm in this exact spot that I'm supposed to be in. I was guided to the right place, and now I'm able to help so many more people with these ketones. So basically, let's get down to the nitty gritty. What is it? Like, what is it about these ketones that make them so amazing? So one of the biggest things that is in these exogenous ketones is something called BHB, or beta hydroxybutyrate. I know, it's like a mouthful, right? But it is one of the types of ketones that can be found in our body. And with BHB, our body actually naturally makes beta hydroxybutyrate when it is in ketosis. So that is one of the biggest things when it comes to pure therapeutic ketones and exogenous ketones through Prove It, is that we have the highest grade of BHB out there on the market. We have the patent for it. So when people, I get asked a lot, like, what's the difference between this and this brand of keto that I can get on Amazon or at GNC or whatever it may be? You got to think about the quality of the ketones and where they come from. And so we have the highest quality BHB strand that can be in exogenous ketones, and that is all science backed. Okay, so keep that in mind, and know that when we have BHB in our system, it's something that's naturally made. Okay, so you're ingesting an exogenous ketone that is already naturally made in the body, but we never really tap into that reserve, that fuel source, because we always have too much glucose in our system. Okay, and when we're in the womb and when we're born as babies, before glucose is introduced into our system, we are in a natural state of ketosis. So BHB is in our system. That is how we were designed to run. Our body thrives off of fat. Our brain, our organs, all of those things, they thrive off of fat. Yes, they do need a little bit of glucose, but you're not going to die if you don't have glucose in your system. Like, it's just not going to happen. Your body is going to adapt. So the reason why it's hard for some of us to wrap our brains around why these ketones are amazing, and we think, oh, we don't really need it, or whatever, is I feel like just over the years, society has really pushed carbs. They push processed foods, they push sugars. Just think about all the things that are out there on the market, especially when we're talking about kids. We're talking about cereals, Pop-Tarts, candy, ice cream, cookies, just everything, tortillas, all of those things, donuts, pizza. Like, I could just go on and on. And yes, while these are all amazing, amazing foods, what we have found science-wise over the years, when studying this, how the body is treated with glucose versus how it's treated with fat, is that our body kind of runs in this sad, slumpy, just non-energy existent state when it is full of sugar. Maggie, juice has so much sugar too. It drives me crazy when buying. Yes, it is. It's nuts, like how much stuff has sugar in it that you don't even realize does. Even, foods that we think are healthy for us, like bananas, strawberries, like all of these things, you guys, actually contain lots of carbs and sugars. Yes, they are better than, a box of cereal, but it's still there, okay? So again, science has proven that when we run on glucose and we have sugars in our system, we're just bleh, like we're like a blob. That is not how we were meant to function. Our body adapts to it because that's all it gets. If you're constantly feeding your body with carbs and sugars, your body's going to adapt because it's not just going to fall out and die on you. Our bodies run better than that. They're designed better than that. So they really adapt to what's going on. They figure out how to use this fuel source, even though it's not really what the body wants. And it kind of gets you going. And that's why you feel like when you're on glucose and you're, in that state to where you're burning sugars, that's why you feel this throughout the day. Okay. So you get sugar and glucose in your system and you have a high boost of energy. And then when that depletes, it's gone. And then that's whenever you fall into the, oh my God, I'm so tired. Like I'm exhausted. I'm just not functioning well. I can't do this. I can't do that. I just don't feel good. And then it's like, oh my God, I'm starving. I have to eat again. Then you get that constant or that quick burst of energy and then you fall out again. It's sad, but over the years, society has told us that fat is bad and carbs are okay, right? Because it gives us energy. I used to think the same way. Like when I was an athlete, I was like, oh my God, I got to eat spaghetti before, my big game, or I've got to eat, some kind of pasta or something like that the night before a big track meet because I need the carbs for the energy. And oh my God, I look back now and I'm like, wow, how stupid was I? But I didn't know any better, right? Because nobody is sitting out there really telling us that our bodies are designed to run off of fat. We have been told that fat is bad. But in reality, when we put healthy fats into our system, that is what our body wants. That's how it's designed to function, okay? When you have too much glucose in your system, that is when your body starts to deteriorate and starts to shut down. It's like on survival mode, if you will, when you have glucose in your system. When you have fat in your system, that is whenever it's like, oh my God, I love you. My body feels amazing. I love this fuel source. Let's go. Okay. So you've kind of got the idea of the fat versus the glucose, right? So basically, when we talk about therapeutic ketones, what we're doing is we are introducing our body to ketone bodies, which is going to naturally put our body into a state of ketosis, where it's going to be able to allow our bodies to use that fat fuel source that it likes instead of the glucose fuel source that we normally fuel our bodies with. All right. So basically, the keto diet's been around for a really, really long time. We just haven't heard a lot about it until recently. But it actually kind of started like in the 1920s. They started doing lots of research on children who had epilepsy. And they were trying to figure out what was causing the brain to have these episodes of seizures. And what they realized was that a lot of it had to do with the spike in glucose in the system. And it was causing the brain to kind of function not like it's supposed to in these children who were epileptic. And so they did lots of research and they did trial and error type stuff. And this is where they kind of came up with the ketogenic diet. And they took these kids and they reduced their carb intake and they upped their fat intake and they kept them at like a moderate weight of protein. And what they found was that their brain started thriving when they had more healthy fats and less glucose in their system, and it was actually able to function normally the way that it should and the way that a normal brain functions, compared to people who have epilepsy. And they started seeing better results from these children. And they started to see less seizures, and they started to see their epilepsy be under control without medication. So that became kind of a form of treatment for these children who had epilepsy. And so that was just like the very tip of the iceberg when it came to the ketogenic diet. And so now we've done more and more research on the ketogenic diet and its benefits when we, did lots of testing and stuff like that. And so basically when we look at ketones and making sure that ketones in our system to allow our body to be in ketosis, you're able to have the benefits that your body is meant to give you on a daily basis when you're treating it right, if that makes sense. And so basically, the ketogenic diet, you guys, I could go on and on, but it's treated, it treats seizures, autoimmune diseases, blood pressure. It's helped with ADHD with people with diabetes, people that have severe inflammation, because honestly, inflammation in the body comes from glucose increase. That's it. That is science. It will tell you black and white facts that adding glucose to your system and having too much of it is what causes inflammation in your body. Okay. So there's so many things that the ketogenic lifestyle really does help with. And like I said, I could go on and on, but that's for a totally different video. But when it boils down to it, okay, the ketogenic diet is very, very hard for the average person to follow on a daily basis. Okay. Basically when you're looking at it, it's kind of like it wants you to have high healthy fats, need to be 75% of your daily intake, and carbs need to be at 10% or less, or something crazy like that. And so for the average person, that's hard to do. Can it be done? Absolutely. Okay. Because when you really focus and you have a very structured diet and you focus on being very specific about what your intake is as far as, higher healthy fats, moderate protein, low carb, okay? When you start to deplete the glucose that's in your system, your body is going to get to a point where it's in an automatic state of ketosis, okay? So it's looking for the glucose and it's not there. Okay, so then the body starts making these ketone bodies, and it's basically telling your system that it needs to start running off of fat for fuel. And that is what our bodies are designed to do. And so while we can get there nutritionally, it's extremely, extremely hard for the average person to do it. It's extremely... Oh my gosh, okay. I love you. I'll be there in a minute, okay? Okay, go with Daddy. Go with Daddy. Mommy's doing a video. I'll be right there. Okay, I see it. Okay, go with Daddy. Again, it's very hard for us to maintain a ketogenic diet. It kind of varies from person to person, but it could take, baby, take that. Okay, go with Daddy, please. Go with Daddy, please. It could take anywhere from days to weeks to months before, you can actually get into a state of nutritional ketosis. And then if you don't follow that plan very strictly, then you can knock yourself out of ketosis very, very easily. And then here you are back again, and it's kind of like a yo-yo kind of thing. And so for me, especially, and I know most of you feel the exact same way, you kind of want to live a life where you have food freedom, right? Like if I want to have a donut on the weekends for breakfast, because that's what we do on Saturdays in our house, then I want to be able to do that and not feel bad about it. Or, you know, I want to have cake at a birthday party, or I want to eat pizza on the weekends, or, you know, whatever it may be. I want to be able to do that and not be so strict on myself. Like, I feel like before, whenever, a couple years back when the fixed containers came out, I tried to go by that plan to a T, and I was counting containers and counting macros and calories, and it drove me absolutely insane, you guys. Like, I got to the point where I just, like, I was a mean person. I was not happy because I just wanted freedom over what I ate. And so now I've found that following more of a ketogenic lifestyle and having exogenous ketones at my everyday disposal, I am much happier. I am a much happier person now because I'm literally able to have my cake and eat it too. And that's what I love about ketones. And a lot of people ask if, you know, this kind of lifestyle is safe for everyone. And absolutely, it is absolutely safe for every single person. The only people that I ever tell, you know, you might want to consult your doctor or something, is if somebody is diabetic or maybe hypothyroidism or something like that. And you just have to make sure that you kind of tend to what your body needs. I think the ketogenic lifestyle and the ketogenic diet is great for everybody, but you just have to know your body, and you have to know what you need and what you don't need, and just make sure that you're listening to your body. But it's absolutely safe for everybody, even kids and babies, you guys. So that's what is awesome about this, is that everybody can do it. And that's why I share so much about ketones, because it's changed my life. And I know that it's for everyone. I'm not just in this little box anymore where, like, you know, I'm just reaching out to stay-at-home moms because I want to do workouts at home and then have a meal replacement shake. Like, no, like, therapeutic ketones are for everyone. It doesn't matter, like, what type of workouts you do. It doesn't matter if you can work out. Maybe you have a physical ailment and you can't work out. You know, my grandmother uses them, you know, and kids that I know use them on a daily basis. And it's incredible. It's absolutely genius, you know, what they've done. So basically at this point, I've talked to you about the difference between glucose and fat fuel in your body, and I've talked to you about the ketogenic lifestyle. So where the heck do therapeutic ketones come into play? And this is where it gets amazing. So pure therapeutic ketones, like years back, University of Florida, some other schools out there got together and they started doing this research, and they were asking all these questions about, okay, if you have a ketogenic lifestyle and you're able to get there nutritionally, that's absolutely incredible. But what about people that need it to happen quickly and they're not able to just be in a ketogenic state all the time? What can we do about that? And so they first kind of, like, they started testing to see what would happen, like, if you ingested exogenous ketones. Is it going to do the same thing? Are you going to be able to still see the same benefits that you do if you were eating a ketogenic diet and being in a state of ketosis nutritionally? Could this work? And so one of the very first groups that they started testing it on were Navy SEALs. And the reason they did that was in these big combat situations where they had to be underwater in high pressure situations. Being deep underwater like that, your brain goes through a lot of intense pressure. And in that intense pressure is when, you know, these doctors and scientists started seeing that the brain was under so much pressure at that point. That's whenever it started having seizure type activity. Okay, So you have these Navy SEALs, they have to be in these situations, and it's like a do or die kind of thing, right? Like, they don't know from day to day what type of situations they're going to be in. But when they do get that call and they need to be in that situation, they needed to have something that would allow their body to perform optimally and be able to protect their brain from having seizures being that deep underwater. So that's when they started testing these exogenous ketones, and they started seeing that it worked. And so then they went on and they moved over to NASA, and they started doing with astronauts being at those, you know, the high altitudes, and you know, all of those things. I mean, I'm not even going to pretend to know all the stuff that astronauts go through, but they were kind of in the same situation when it came to brain activity and being able to make sure that their brain was in the right state, that they wouldn't have any medical issues when they were doing the things that they needed to do. So with that is whenever exogenous ketones came into play, and they were able to find these pure therapeutic ketones and put it into a drink form that when you ingest it within 59 minutes, your body is actually able to go into a state of ketosis. So that is what is happening with pure therapeutic ketones. So what it does is when you take the therapeutic ketones, it is going to elevate the ketone levels that are in your blood. Okay. It's different than being in a nutritional state of ketosis. Okay. So I don't want you to confuse the two. But it is going to allow your body to see all of the benefits that it would have if you were in a nutritional state of ketosis. So again, like I said, you can do this nutritionally, and mad props to the people who can do it. Personally, I can't. And from all of the people that I've talked to, 95% of the population have a really hard time with it as well. So when these therapeutic ketones became available to the public, that's whenever it was a game changer for a lot of us. Because now with the purpose of ketones, like pretty much what we're doing is we're biohacking into our system to be able to put ourselves into ketosis to see all of these benefits. And when I talk about benefits, you guys, like it's not, I want you guys to understand, it's not about weight loss. Yes, that is a benefit. That is a side effect of being in ketosis, because when your body is burning fat for fuel, you are going to have fat loss. That's a given, right? But all of the other benefits that come with it. Since I've been on this, I struggle with anxiety a lot, and a lot of mine is because I have a hormone imbalance. And so I would have bad anxiety with panic attacks whenever I would have stress or anything where my body was just kind of like out of whack hormonally. And what I have found on being on ketones for the last 2.5 months is that I have not had one anxiety or panic attack. I'm just in a better mood. I'm happy. You know, I go through life like so much easier in such a calm state. Like I'm not just like all the time. And I have ketones to thank for that. And I've had so many people give me testimonials that have anxiety really bad, that are on medication for it, that ever since they've been on ketones, they haven't had to be on their anxiety medication. And for me to hear that, like, that's absolutely incredible. Like, that is why I share therapeutic ketones with everyone, is because I want people to feel good. I want people to be better. You know, I sleep soundly. Like whenever I fall asleep, like I sleep like a rock. Mine is having to get up to 1 or 2 times in the night with, you know, a 7-month-old. But when I am asleep, I have incredible sleep. I have clear skin. I am someone who suffers from hormonal acne as well. And in the last 2.5 months, I think I've had maybe 1 or 2 blemishes, something like that. Like, you know, it's been it's been incredible. Like, that's a huge side effect for me where I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this stuff. You know, I've since I've been, you know, in the gym and kind of changing up with my weight training, I've seen more muscle preservation. Obviously, the higher levels of energy are absolutely incredible. And as moms and just people in general who are constantly on the go and extremely active and need that sustainable energy throughout your day, it's been amazing. You know, obviously the fat loss and the weight loss that a lot of people have seen. You know, I've had one girl that I'm so proud of tell me, you know, within a 6 or 7 week period, she's lost 20 pounds. She's never felt better in her life. And these are all people that I was never able to help before I got into therapeutic ketones and I got with Prove It. And, like I said, I feel like I'm in the right place. Like, it's just absolutely incredible. And, you know, another thing that I get asked a lot is when people hear the name therapeutic ketones, they associate it with the keto diet. And I get asked a lot, do I have to follow a strict keto diet in order to see benefits? And the answer is no. Obviously, don't go just stuffing junk food in your mouth and expect to have results. Absolutely not. But do you have to follow a strict keto diet? No, you don't. You can continue to just eat healthy and you know, live your life and not have to worry about, you know, counting calories and counting macros and all of these things that a lot of us don't even really know anything about. And you're still going to reap the benefits of being in ketosis with therapeutic ketones. One thing that I do suggest is obviously you're going to yield better results if you do more of a ketogenic lifestyle. But what I have done that has actually been easy for me with eating at home and eating out in restaurants is just focus on lowering your grain intake. Okay. Because again, like I told you guys before, like those breads and, you know, just grains in general, that's what causes inflammation in your system. And that is what causes you to feel bad. And so when you lower your grain intake, just be conscious of that and up your healthy fats, you're going to just increase the benefits of using ketones. And that's what I have done. Because I can't give up carbs. I can't give up donuts on Saturday mornings. I can't give up pizza on Friday night. And I like my comfort food every now and then. And, you know, who doesn't love bread? I mean, you know, so those are things that I'm not willing to give up. But now that I have therapeutic ketones, I'm able to do both and still reap the benefits of being in ketosis. So again, you're going to have people that are going to give you the opinion of, you don't need this. It's a supplement. You can do this naturally. And I'm here to tell you, you absolutely can. And like I said, I have mad props for people who can be in a nutritional ketosis and stay there. Because it's hard. It's very hard to do. And you have to be very passionate about it. You have to be very strict about it. But I know people that do it and their results have been incredible. They feel incredible. And I love that for them. But for me, and maybe for you, you're sitting back thinking, I don't think I could do that, but I still want all the benefits of ketosis. And I'm here to tell you that's where therapeutic ketones come into play. And so when people try to tell you, you don't need that, yeah, you don't. But if you want to feel better and you want to have all of these benefits, then why the hell not, right? It's kind of like, let's talk about protein, like just really quickly. You know, years and years back, before science took over, the only way to get protein into our body was to eat food, like literally eat a chicken breast, right? We can get all the protein that we need from a chicken breast. But over the years, the market has brought us protein shakes and protein bars and any and every sort of protein supplement or whatever has come out, but nobody sits there and says, You don't need to eat that protein bar. Just go eat a piece of chicken, right? Because it's easy and it's there. Like it's science. Science has said, hey, we're taking this protein that you need and we're putting it in this bar or in this shake, and it tastes good. Okay, awesome. Like this is awesome, right? Same thing with ketones, okay? You can get here nutritionally. It's going to take a lot of work. You can do it, but look, we've taken it. Science has backed it. Doctors are backing it, and they're saying it's here, and all you have to do is ingest it in a drink that tastes amazing, and you're in a state of ketosis, and you can reap the benefits of it. So, again, I ask you why? Like, why would you not at least try it? You know, and that's what I'm here to tell you, you guys. Like, the best thing to do if you're on the fence about it, or you just keep seeing me talk about these ketones and how awesome they are, why the hell not try it? Like, why? Seriously. Why would you not try something? Okay, I have 5-day experiences. I have 10-day experiences. You can do a variety pack where you can try all the flavors. I know some people just love the max versions where it's Maui Punch and raspberry lemonade. I got that too. Okay, I have a very limited supply right now in my box, but I've got more on the way, and I'm telling you, as soon as they get here, they're gone. So all you have to do, if you're even thinking about what does it feel like to be in ketosis, what does it feel like to have ketones in my system, then reach out to me, comment on this video, message me, whatever, you guys, and tell me that you want to try it. Because I was a skeptic in the beginning too, but I'm here to tell you that this crap works. It is absolutely mind-blowing, and it is amazing what ketones do. And I'm here to tell you, do not knock it until you try it. If you can try a 10-day experience and tell me that you felt worse on ketones and you hated them, great. Okay? I'll be like, all right, cool. At least you tried it. But I guarantee you that when you try them, you are going to fall in love with how you feel. And you are going to realize that your body is running in a state that it is supposed to run on. It's how we were born. It's how we were made to function. We have to get away from societal norms of carbs and sugars and get back to where our bodies were meant to be. And that is in a state of ketosis. And therapeutic ketones are here. They're available to the public. They've been out for years, but like I said, they were only available to NASA and the U.S. military, okay? And then finally, we decided this needs to be open to the public because every single person can benefit from ketones. And so that's what they did. And I'm here to share that with you. So again, if you've been thinking about ketones and how it feels to be in ketosis, comment on this video. Let me know you want a 10-day experience, or come into my inbox. I'm always in my inbox. Every single day I have messages from people wanting to try ketones. And I want to get them in the hands of every single person that I know, because it's selfish of me to feel this good and not share that with you guys, honestly. I would not be here right now at, I don't even know what time it is, probably like almost 9:30 at night, when I could be hanging out with my family on the couch watching TV, if I did not 1000% believe in this stuff, you guys. So again, I hope this video helped inform you a little bit more. If you're ready to try them, hit me up. And yeah, so that's basically it. Thank you guys for joining me, and I hope you have a great rest of your night, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.